My friends, I felt called to come on and do a counterpart check-in. So with these, I check your energy and I check your person's energy. So we're just gonna jump right in. I'm gonna start with making sure this is your reading by using this deck. And if you're resonating with this first deck, then we're gonna check your energy and then we'll get into your person's energy. So just keep in mind that I do quite a few readings. I channel quite a few different collectives. So if you're resonating with your section, that's an indication that this is your reading. Where we're dealing with a counterpart check-in, you could be resonating more with the check-in that I do for your person when I check in the divine masculine side. It depends on what energy you're embodying most right now. So just keep that in mind and use your discernment. And let's get into it. So we're going to start with this deck, and I'm just going to I knew it. The first cut, twin flames. So that's what I felt called to come do, was a counterpart check-in. So clearly you resonate with being a twin flame or a counterpart. That's really interesting. All right, so let's cut the deck and we'll see the surrounding energy right now. So let's have a look. So let's look at this energy. We have soul connection, partnership, agreement, soul contract. So clearly you have a soul contract with this person. I always say it's an agreement your souls made before you came to this lifetime. And then we have healing heart. So healing from heartbreak. So it looks like right now you're healing from whatever happened within this soul connection. So it looks like you're focusing on yourself right now. I feel very called to this image. I'm not sure if you can see it, but she is sewing two halves back together, two halves of a heart back together. So it feels like you're very focused on healing right now, which is really good. And let's keep going. So we have the sword and the rose, clarity, truth, revelation, solidarity, force, honor, protection, and power. So it feels like right now you're seeing the truth of this situation. Something could have come to light about this person as well. It didn't come out, but I did notice on the bottom, we have the empath, narcissist. Why did I say it like that? The empath narcissist paradigm being used, enable, and boundaries. So there could have been some not so desirable things that came to light about this person. Like maybe you felt like you were being led on by them and you had to put up boundaries. It didn't come out, but I did see it, so I wanted to mention it. So you could be seeing the truth of this situation. I'm just going to get one more before I talk. And you could be protecting your energy from this person right now. We have keep a positive mindset. So you're trying to keep a positive mindset so that you can manifest exactly what you want here. I always say that's key, to let go of those limiting beliefs and the negative thought patterns. And then we have hand of cards not showing hand. So it feels like right now you're trying to keep a positive mindset. With that hand of cards, I feel like both of you are holding your cards close to your chest right now. So let's keep going. Let's keep going. Okay, so it did come out, empath, narcissist paradigm, being charmed or used, enable, and boundaries. And it came out to clarify soul connection, partnership, agreement, soul contract. So it feels like this was in your soul contract. And it feels like it was meant to, that's what I was getting earlier, that this was supposed to happen within your connection to teach you. Part of your soul contract was to teach you not to let people take advantage of you, walk all over you, take you for granted, use you, to no longer enable those kind of behaviors, to know your worth, and to put up boundaries. So let's keep going. We'll go under healing heart. Let's confirm that healing heart. Healing heart. And this relationship could have become a little toxic, is what I'm hearing. Healing heart. Let's see what this is. We have faith, love is coming. And we have mirror. So again, that's exactly what I was just hearing. This connection could have felt toxic at times because you and this person were reflecting each other's deepest wounds. Mirroring each other's self-image, relationships reflect our wounds, introspection. So it feels like this connection was meant to trigger some of those unhealed wounds, part of your soul agreement. The thing that I like is that this mirroring card came out with healing heart. So it feels like if you are currently focused on your healing, this person is mirroring that, which I like that came out for that. So let's see clarity, truth, protection. I'm seeing the Queen of Swords with that. Clarity and truth, protection. We have girl talk, so time with friends. So you could be, the thing I'm hearing about that, I said I was seeing the Queen of Swords with this, which I don't normally see the Queen of Swords with this, but with girl talk, I am hearing something very specific, and it could be that you are currently protecting your truth about this connection from your friends. And just remember, I'm reading the energy. My favorite reader always says, we're not here to tell you how to feel, we're here to confirm how you feel. So if this isn't how you feel, then don't take it. But with clarity, truth, protection, and girl talk, it feels like right now you're not talking about this to your friends, because a lot of the time these soul connections, these soul contracts, our friends don't understand them because they've never experienced that. What I see a lot in this community is the people who experience these connections, their friends have never experienced it. So it feels like right now you are protecting your truth from your friends right now. And I've talked about my own journey and about how a few years ago, my best friend, I hate to use quotations, but my best friend told me, like, I don't want to hear another word about this journey. I don't believe in it. I think it's BS. I never want to hear that person's name again. And so ever since that moment, I've never mentioned that person's name again. And in a way, I've had to protect that part of me from that friendship. And when you do that, something shifts in the connection, something shifts, not your love connection, but something shifts in the friendship, because all of a sudden you're having to kind of hide and protect your truth and your beliefs. So that's what I was hearing with that. All right, trying to keep a positive mindset. Let's see what you're trying to keep a positive mindset about. What are you trying to keep a positive mindset about? What are you trying to keep a positive mindset about? What are you trying to keep a positive mindset about? A very specific card wants to come out, and there it is. So we have not enough. So you're trying to keep a positive mindset when it comes to how you see yourself and not internalize the rejection. You could have also you're trying to keep a positive mindset through this separation. There could have been, like, this person could have stabbed you in the back. It says heartbreak, pain, separation, deception, shocking attack. But like I said, this is coming out, these two are coming out to clarify keeping a positive mindset. So it feels like right now you're trying to keep a positive mindset when it comes to yourself and your own self-esteem, because this talks about lack of confidence, self-sabotage, fear, and ego issues. So you're trying to release those. You're trying not to let this separation and whatever this person did to you, you're trying not to let it get to you or get you down. You're trying to remain hopeful and positive through this separation. And I do believe that this person triggered these wounds within you, especially with that soul contract and enable and boundaries. I do feel like this person triggered this energy right here where you didn't feel enough and you were lacking confidence. But again, I like that it came out underneath keep a positive mindset, because you're trying not to fall back into old patterns of self-sabotage and negative thinking and internalizing, like, what's wrong with me? So trying to keep a positive mindset through this separation. And then Hand of Cards, not showing your hand. So let's see what comes out with that. I'm almost wondering if something about love is going to come out. I called it. I called it. So it feels like right now, neither one of you are being honest about the fact that you feel like you hold a key to each other's heart. And this reminds me of the Hierophant, which talks about a soul contract. Yeah, we have separation here. So during separation, it feels like you're trying to... It feels like you're trying not to... It feels... This is confirming Hand of Cards, right? Holding your cards close to your chest. And I was wondering if something about love was going to come out. So you're not trying to... I don't think you're showering this person with love right now. And you could even be holding back that you see them as the one. Like maybe it's been a while since you spoke to this person. Because yeah, heart with a key, clearly you feel like this person holds the key to your heart. But right now you're not expressing that to them. You're not telling them that. And again, we have the Mirror here. So I feel like your person is kind of in the same boat here where they also feel this connection, but they're also holding their cards close to their chest. And I'm noticing that Runner also came out. So it feels like what you're holding close to your chest is you're not letting this Runner know that you see them as the one, is what I'm hearing. All right. And maybe you're holding that close to your chest until they stop running, right? So that looks pretty good. That looks pretty good. All right. So we're going to get into your energy now. What do I want to start with? What do I want to start with? I kind of want to start with animal cards. I just love this animal deck so much. All right. So we're going to look at you first. We're going to look at you first. My nose is running all of a sudden. Hang on. I was just thinking about that. Holding your cards close to your chest, not wanting to let this Runner know how you're truly feeling or that you see them as the one, because maybe you've already told them that in the past and it just pushed them away further. You could be, learning that you kind of have to let this person run and run out of steam and stop pursuing it. Anyway, I'm just going to do one more shuffle. So your energy first, and I'll get a few for you. I'll get a few for you. So, show me the Divine Feminine's current energy. Divine Feminine. We have the Otter. That's nice. That's really nice, the Otter. So you're trying to keep a positive mindset, the Otter. Focusing on your happiness. Focusing on your joy. That's actually really nice. That's a positive card, the Otter. It also looks though, this Otter always reminds me of someone like curious about how their person is doing, because you see this Otter kind of up on their hind legs looking over at somebody, wondering how they're doing, but not wanting to show your cards. So the Otter, that's not the Otter. Playfulness, contentment, focusing on joy. You could be connecting with your inner child right now. So this is actually really nice. It says full of love and needs nothing. So I'm not saying that you don't need love and you don't want this connection, but it feels like right now you're not expecting anything. You're just really focused on yourself, your own joy, perhaps tapping into your inner child. So they have a giddiness and a reverence for life without the presence of doubt, worry, or skepticism. Imagine yourself with a little more otter energy. So that's really nice. You're trying to release doubt, worry, skepticism, and you're just, again, it's like you're focused on your self-love. You're full, I don't know if you're full of self-love yet, but you are tapping into that self-love and you're realizing that you can give yourself whatever you need. It reminds me of the Nine of Pentacles almost, that you're realizing that whatever you need comes from within you. Again, I don't want to say that you don't need anything, because the otter does say full of love needs nothing. But it just feels like you are, again, keeping a positive mindset, trying not to fall back into patterns of not feeling like you're enough, and tapping into your own joy, which is a beautiful place to be, very powerful. So I'm just going to get a few more for you. Oh, we have the black egg. I like that. And look, we have the horse. Free-spirited, tapping into your intuition. I like that. So the black egg is also a very nice card. I just want to look at the horse. And then I kind of want to see how Spirit is seeing you, because we can say that we're fine. Like, I'm fine. I'm in divine feminine energy, but sometimes we're not. So I kind of want to look at how the universe is seeing you as well. So the horse, momentum, freedom, expansive energy, and force. When in balance, achieves anything and never gives up. That's you. I like it. A horse personality is fully awakened, fully alive, and cannot be defeated. Now I'm hearing that song again. I keep hearing that song. That song, I've got to keep on moving. Nothing's going to get me down. Anyway, the horse's freedom becomes available to us when we hone and collect our energy through daily practice, physical stamina, exercise, mental focus, meditation. So you could be focusing on physical exercise right now, strength training, lifting weights, and meditation. That's very nice. Very determined energy, very free-spirited, beautiful. And then we have the black egg, which I know that one of the lines of this card is about, in it resides no small talk, no excuses. So I feel like you're really being honest with yourself right now. You're seeing the truth of this situation. Remember the clarity, the sword and the rose, the clarity. So this is also a spiritual card. Speaking from an authentic voice and the truth. And remember I said I was seeing the Queen of Swords, speaking from an authentic voice. But again, I'm still getting the energy that for some of you, you don't talk to other people about this. So the black egg, I won't read it all. Well, maybe I will, I don't know. The black egg contains one of life's essential treasures, the truth. Inside of it resides no confusion, excuses, small talk, noise, or lies, not even white ones. This living and breathing vessel harbors only that which rings true. When this essence is in balance, we speak slowly and clearly. We are drawn to activities like writing, reading, teaching, singing, or perhaps public speaking. Sounds draw us in, books draw us in, the concept of truth itself draws us in. We start asking questions like, what do I know to be true about myself? I like that. You're exploring your own truth. And what is true about the world? When the energy of the black egg is not yet accessed, we speak from an unsure place. We say things others want to hear. So again, for some of you with your friends, you could be telling them what they want to hear. I don't think that's for all of you, but I can't ignore that energy that I was picking up on. It's also probably too late to mention this, but this will be a long reading. These messages, these check-ins can be very long. So Just keep that in mind. So I want to see how the universe is seeing you right now, or spirit, divine, whatever you believe in. How is the universe seeing you right now? How is the universe seeing you right now? So we have the crocodile on the bottom, and we have the lizard. So this is how the universe is seeing you right now. So you could be struggling with one of the things that this card talks about is, to me, it kind of reminds me of an empath who's still learning how to ground their energy. And this card talks about becoming overstimulated by a lot of people or a lot of energies. So you could still be struggling with that empath energy, especially with that, what was this connection, the soul agreement. There's something about you being an empath and learning to, ground that energy and not to overgive it or overgive or let people walk all over your boundaries. So the lizard. Why can't I find? Oh, there it is. Instinctual, sensitive to the subtle, dreamer. So this is how the universe is seeing you right now. Artistic, telepathic, and spiritual. That's really good. To bring into balance a creative project. So if you're not already working on a creative project, maybe you need to find something creative to do to channel your energy. The lizard, and this is how the universe is seeing you. The lizard is an expert in the realm of sensory perception. As if it has a sixth sense, the lizard hears what is yet to be spoken and sees what is yet to manifest. And remember, you keeping a positive mindset. Although this is an amazing gift, it can easily wear the lizard down. Big crowds, lots of travel, or overstimulation will drain a lizard of their magical essence. This card is an indication to pull back from the bright lights in the big city and return to the inner artist who's been whispering your name. So the universe, that could be a message for the universe that you need to kind of, and I think you're already doing that you need to protect your energy. Maybe spend some time doing something creative in solitude is what I'm hearing. I find that coloring, I find that very therapeutic, and it allows me to process a lot of my thoughts. It's very meditative to me. And then on the bottom, we do have the crocodile, which talks about this is not a time for action. So the universe is seeing that right now, this isn't a time for action or decisions to be made about this connection. You're meant to be cooling your energy and kind of retreating right now. But let me look at the keywords of the crocodile. I kind of want to see how you think your person is doing. The crocodile, resting, submerging, collecting energy, cooling off. This is how the universe sees you. Wise, patient, a silent powerhouse. Very good. All right, so brown eyes could be symbolic, I'm just noticing, and green eyes, but I'm noticing that lizard has brown eyes. So I just want to see how you are feeling about your person. I just want to check. So how are you feeling about your person right now? How are you feeling about your person? We have the oyster and we have the dolphin. That's interesting for how you're feeling about them because this talks about blessings. So I feel like you are seeing the blessing in this and that part of your soul contract, they've helped you to heal some things that maybe you struggled with your entire life. For how you're feeling about your person, we do have the oyster. So you feel like this person, maybe you feel like this person doesn't realize their own potential, or you feel like this person is kind of, shut off from you right now with the oyster, but you feel like there's a transformation taking place, that something beautiful is taking place in isolation and separation. Again, you're trying to keep a positive mindset. But there is something about this person taking their inner gifts for granted. So it feels like you could even see your person as being someone you could see your person as someone who has the potential to heal or to help others heal. You could see your person as someone highly intuitive, innately intelligent, but that they doubt themselves, or that they take their inner gifts for granted and they're shy and doubtful about themselves, is what I'm hearing. All right, so that's what we have for you. And now we're going to get into some more cards. So I'm going to start with this one. So I'm just going to get a few from this deck to see your current energy. So let's confirm your energy and what you're going through. Soul tie. I feel connected to you. So clearly, those cards just exploded on my table. There we go. I can't even remember what I was saying. All right. So this one came out, power couple elevating together. I don't know. I feel like you do believe that your person is elevating with that oyster card. Oh, that's beautiful. When I cut the deck, we have change, evolving to make things better. That's you, the butterfly. Love it. So you are spreading your wings, is what I'm hearing. You're blossoming into that butterfly. And you're evolving and going through the changes you need to go through, because you know it can only help this connection, is what I'm hearing. All right, so let's see your energy. Let's see your energy. Wow, this is nice. So we have the dance. So that's what I mean. You're doing, I always say counterparts, it's like an energetic dance. It's not that you're dancing with them in real life, like in the 3D, but you're dancing with them in the 5D. You are learning your dance steps. You are showing up for your dance practice, is what I'm hearing. And the momentum is building because you are doing that energetic dance. We have shadow. Yes, facing your dark side. Very good. So you're facing your shadows, you're facing some of your unhealed traumas, some of your unhealed wounds. You're facing your shadows. It feels like you're doing everything you can on your side. We have the Dark Knight, releasing your ego. Another very important card. You could have recently went through a dark night of the soul, which can be very confusing and messy, and we go through more than one. But I'm more so focusing on that releasing your ego. So you're releasing attachments, you're releasing your ego, you're releasing your fear. And we have awakening. This connection is so special. So you are awakening to the blessings of this connection, remember, and the lessons it's teaching you. That's really nice. That's really nice. All right, so now I'm going to get that other deck. Like I said, I only wanted to get a few from these decks, but let's see your energy. And I'm going to confirm these. So, for example, if I see Chaser come out, I'm going to confirm it to make sure what is happening with your Chaser energy. That's an example. All right, so we have Archangel Raphael, so more about healing, I'm hearing. Very focused on your healing right now. All right, let's cut the deck. We have avoidant on the bottom. That's interesting. I don't think you're avoiding though, because from what I can see, you're facing your shadows and you're facing your healing head on. That could be connected to your person, but let's just see. You could also be, with the avoidant card, you could be looking at the things that you've been avoiding, shadows you've been avoiding, things in your everyday life you've been putting off. I feel like you're tackling those things head on is what I'm hearing. But let's see what comes out for you. So divine feminine, divine feminine, divine feminine, divine feminine. So let me just see what we have here. I knew that card was going to come out. I got to look something up. I'll be right back. So we have ancient Egypt here. And for some reason, an hour ago, when I was thinking about doing this reading, I was like, I need to grab my iPad, because if that, I was seeing this card and I'm like, I need to look up what that means. And I didn't look up what it means, and I didn't grab my iPad, and then it came out. But ancient Egypt, I just looked it up, and you could feel Egypt could be symbolic, or you could believe that you have past lives in Egypt. The other thing that I was looking up is the belief in divine and gods and goddesses. So it feels like you're really exploring the divine right now is what I was hearing. We have names. So it feels like you are seeing this person's name a lot right now. That's interesting how that happens. It can get a little like, I kind of find it funny after a while. Like, are you kidding me, Spirit? So I feel like you're seeing this person's name a lot. And I always mention the names I see on here. We have Lyd, Jacob, Claire, Emma, Oliver. I don't know what the other ones are. There's an HE there. And then we have hot and cold. So I'm interested to see what this card is about. It came out with union. So like I said, I want to confirm all these cards, but you could be going back and forth between, believing in union. Again, you're trying to keep a positive mindset, but sometimes your energy could be hot and cold towards this journey, I'm hearing. So ancient Egypt names, hot and cold, and union. So I'm just going to get a few more. So show me the divine feminine's energy. We have DNA upgrades. So you're currently going through upgrades. And we have avoidance. So what did I say? These came out together. So it feels like you're upgrading your own avoidant tendencies is what I'm hearing. Again, I feel like you're now looking at things that you've been avoiding, shadows you've been avoiding, healing that you've needed to do. Some people on this journey think that they can skip over some of the shadow work and the work that needs to be done and coming into union with self, but I feel like you're facing it head on. You're upgrading in your own avoidant tendencies is what I'm hearing. So let's confirm some of these. I want to confirm ancient Egypt. That's interesting because the thing that's confirming ancient Egypt is incoming communication. So I was actually just hearing you could be starting to get communication from your guides or from gods or goddesses or the divine. You could start, how can I put that without sounding? You could be like having dreams about spirit guides and your ancestors and things like that. You could be having dreams about past lives, but it feels like you're getting incoming communication. I'm hearing like downloads from the divine. That's what I'm hearing. Underneath hot and cold, we have clearing and healing. So you're clearing and healing your hot and cold energy. That's really nice. And we have destiny. So again, it's like you're doing your work, you're doing your part of the dance. You're clearing and healing any hot and cold behaviors you have, including towards yourself. They often say, like I've heard, if someone is being hot and cold with you, it's a reflection, or like with that mirroring card, it's a reflection that sometimes you're hot and cold with yourself. So I feel like that's something that you're clearing out, is your own hot and cold energy towards this connection. your hot and cold energy towards your own self-love. Remember that keeping a positive mindset. So sometimes, hot and cold energy when it comes to not feeling enough, you're trying to release and cleanse that. Maybe you're even realizing where some areas in your life you're hot and cold, and you're clearing that. And then we have destiny. I want to confirm union. So show me union. Show me union. We have psychic abilities. So you're trusting, first of all, it could be that you are exploring your mission, or you could be, with that union card, like you could have heard me or other readers say that you need to, if you want to come into union, you have to kind of work on your mission or find out what your mission is. And for you, you could be feeling like it's psychic abilities in some sense. I also feel like you have this psychic knowing. That's so nice. Hang on. That is so nice. I feel like you have like an inner knowing that if it's meant to be, union will come. This is very nice. So let me talk about this first. Time and space. So it feels like you're trusting that with time and space and upgrades and learning lessons and healing, that you and this person will come into union if you're meant to come into union in this lifetime. But underneath union, we have, I was about to say something about inner union. Underneath union, to confirm this, we have psychic abilities and inner union, love yourself. So I feel like you're someone who knows that if you want to come, like you've heard me or other readers say, that if you truly want to come into union, that this journey is actually about you tapping into your gifts and awakening and coming into inner union with yourself. It's not about coming into union with your person. That's icing on the cake. That's, what's the right word? That's just a bonus. Like union is just a bonus, that this journey is really about you honing your own psychic abilities, trusting your inner knowing, trusting the divine, getting on your mission, coming into union with yourself. One thing I will say though, is that make sure you're doing it for you, because if you are, if that's what it takes to get you on the path to inner union and your psychic abilities, because you have this idea that it'll bring you into union, it won't hurt it. But make sure you're doing it for you. Because if something were to happen with this person and you were to find something out about this person, it's important that you're doing these two things for yourself, because if something happened with that person, you don't just want to take these and throw them out the window because, oh, union's off the table, forget this. I don't need to come into union. I don't need to work on my mission. Does that make sense? So do it for you is what I'm hearing. And now I want to look at the avoidant DNA upgrade one. So, avoidant and DNA upgrade. Avoidant and DNA upgrade. We have cycles. So it feels like you are looking at some of your avoidant cycles, looking at cycles and patterns that you've been avoiding. That's really nice. And we have I love you. So you could even be, for some of you, you could have been avoiding, I'm just thinking about the cards that I've been seeing, and at one point you could have been avoiding, loving this person. You could have been in a cycle of negative beliefs, self-limiting beliefs. You could have been in a cycle where, you were resentful towards this person and not admitting to yourself that you did still love them. But it feels like that is what you're upgrading from. Like clearly, to me, this feels like you're no longer avoiding that you see them as the one or that you still love them, if that makes sense. Anyway, hopefully that made sense. All right. I don't know, that union one and the psychic abilities in the inner union, it's like the person I'm talking to, you know, that the ultimate goal is to come into union with yourself, is what I'm hearing, which is lovely. So I'm just going to get some of these cards now, just to confirm how you're doing. And then we'll get on to your person. So, how are you doing? How are you doing? Let's see your energy. This is so nice. I'm just going to get a few from this deck. One more for now. One more. Oh my gosh. Do you want to see the one that came out when I said one more? The twin flame one. Okay, so when I said one more, this is the one that came out, and that's what I was seeing in my head. I was like, one more, and I was seeing that twin flame card. Soulmate, twin flame, faith. So having faith in this connection, a pair of things, blooming love, the one, deep soul connections, divination, fluidity. Very nice. It reminds me of that union card. We have the key. Your cards are beautiful. We have the key, 33. Solutions, intelligence, genius, insight, clarity. Open, breakout, liberty, important, pay attention, lock, unlock, helpful. So again, it feels like, to me, it feels like you're doing everything you can on your side to come into inner union with yourself. You're finding solutions. It also reminds me of that heart with the key card, right? It came out right after that. So it does feel like you feel like this person holds the key to your heart. What else? We have the anchor. Stable, enduring, solid, steady, restrain. So you're restraining yourself. Secure, persevere, willpower, long-lasting, persists, advantage, fortitude. This is beautiful. So it feels like you're very stable in your energy right now. You're very solid in this journey. You know, your willpower, very good. You're persisting on this journey. You're not giving up. You're trying to keep a positive mindset. We have Wheel of Fortune, expansive, optimistic, growth, benefit, luck, tolerant, gratefulness for the journey. Destiny, turning point, making stable changes, goodwill and abundance. So it does feel like you've hit a turning point on this journey, and it's amazing. We have the Magnet. Why is my camera doing that? We have the Magnet, longing, desire, gravity, magnetic attraction, yearning. So you could still feel a pull on this person's energy even as you're making changes. And what are you? We have wishes or stars. Wishes do come true. Peace, miracle, dreams. Feeling blessed, hopeful, keeping a positive mindset. Seeing the, like, showing gratefulness for the journey is what I'm hearing. Falling in love, nighttime inspiration, providence. Believing that, you know, your wishes can come true here. And then we have the rainbow. Your cards are so beautiful. Divine intervention, ascension, trusting in perfect timing, serendipity, light codes, promises kept, duality, as above, so below. Double rainbow. Let's just get a couple more. 3 more, 3 more, 3 more, 3 more, 3 more. I'm going to take that one. 1 more. No bottom of the deck. So you have the bear, boss, CEO, judge, coach, finance, benefits. You could be very focused on your finances right now. Protective, protecting your energy. Strong, large, muscular, rich, affluence, hairy. But You're protecting your energy. You're standing in your strength right now. One of the things that this card reminds me of, it says Mama Bear. And I'm someone who let people walk all over me my entire life. And I never stood up for myself. I never protected my own energy. And then when I had children, for a while, it was like when they were little, it was fine. But as they got older and things started happening to them, like with their friends and things, I realized how protective I am of my own kids. And I never had that ability to be protective of my own energy and to stand in my power. But if it was my kid, you got like Mama Bear, you got Mama Bear, Mama Bear. So it feels like you're learning how to be that Mama Bear for yourself, standing in your power. Again, you could be very focused on your finances right now. And we have guidance or lighthouse, guidance system, safe passage, detour, warning, plot a course of action, navigating obstacles. Very nice. So you're listening to your inner guidance system. You're listening to your intuition. And maybe your intuition told you to protect your energy from certain people, including this person. We have the element of water. Things are fluid. Intuitive, healing, artistic, emotional, flowing, compassion, enchanting, sensitive, diving deep, romantic, mystic, fantasy, dreams. That's very nice. I'm just going to get you a few tarot cards. That's really nice. All right. So a few tarot cards for you. I just want to see. We have the Magician. Very nice. Manifestation, focus, creativity, skill, turning visions into reality, inspiration, willpower, desire, resources, ability. Remember that keep a positive mindset. Manifest exactly what you want. And we have the Three of Pentacles, collaboration, teamwork, skills, shared goals, working and learning, pooling energy. So it could be that you are collaborating with others. But we'll see if it comes out again. So let's cut the deck. We have the Four of Wands. Yes, Nine of Pentacles. Didn't I mention the Nine of Pentacles? I know I mentioned that card. Where you're realizing that whatever... Remember, I said it with the Otter. I said Nine of Pentacles. That you're realizing that whatever you need, you already have within you. It's not outside of you. And 1111... Four of Wands, I'm hearing like coming home to yourself, coming into inner union with yourself, working on your own stability. You could be moving. Stability, a sense of belonging. And guess what? Until you feel like you belong in your own skin, you're never going to feel like you belong anywhere, is what I'm hearing. And then we have the beautiful Nine of Pentacles, self-sufficiency, self-worth, financial independence, leisure, rewarded efforts, success, and achievements. Whoops. That always gives me glow up energy. I like it. All right. You could also be wanting to go after some sort of dream, I'm hearing. But, so show me the Divine Feminine's current energy. Show me the Divine Feminine's current energy. There's something about you. There's something, remember that avoidant card? There's something where you're no longer running away from your own shadows. You're no longer avoiding the things that maybe you've been avoiding. These two came out together, Seven of Swords in reverse and the Star. So hope, renewal, miracles, rejuvenation, faith, North Star, purpose, spirituality, inspiration, positivity, healing, inner clarity. I don't know why I said that all in one breath. And then the Seven of Swords in reverse, making amends for wrongdoing. So you could be realizing like some of the areas where maybe you wronged people. Maybe you're like, I'm just hearing the 12-step program in AA, like maybe you're making amends with people if you are in recovery. But again, Seven of Swords in reverse, it feels like you're no longer running away from your shadows. You're no longer denying the things you need to heal. That's very nice. If the Three of Pentacles came out, remember I said if it's meant to come out, it'll come out. So collaboration, teamwork, skills, shared goals, working and learning, pooling energy. So Three of Pentacles, very nice. You could be collaborating with others. For some reason with the Dolphin card, I was hearing you could be trying to surround yourself by like-minded spirits, even if it's just in my comment section, I'm hearing. And we have the Three of Swords in reverse. This is nice. Releasing pain, forgiveness, recovery, apologies, emotional and physical healing. Pre-pressing emotions, self-love. Yes. I really like that. And then on the bottom, we have Hanged Man energy. Pause, surrender, letting go, waiting, new perspectives, wisdom, self-sacrifice, contemplation. All right. I just want to see how you're feeling about this person. So how are you feeling about this person? How are you feeling about this person? How are you feeling about this person? We have the Ace of Wands, inspiration, ignited passion, new opportunities, growth, potential, energy, new initiative, enthusiasm. So it does feel like you still have enthusiasm and you still see the potential here. That's very nice. We have the Ace of Pentacles, so clearly you still see potential here. New opportunity, new manifestation, resources, stability, prosperity. This is how you're feeling about them. So again, it still feels like you have hope that there can be a new beginning. You still, for how you feel about this person, they inspired you. They inspired your healing. They inspired you along your journey. And you could even be feeling with the Ace of Pentacles and the Ace of Wands. It reminds me of the 1111 card. And I recently heard 1111 with the two dots in between. You make up 111 and they make up the other. And then one of the dots, like on the time, is 3D and one of the dots is 5D. But the fact that you have two ones coming out here, for how you feel about this person, it's like you hope that they are going through growth and realizing their potential. You're hoping that they are stabilizing in their own energy is what I'm hearing. All right. What can you work on releasing to help this connection? Let's look at that. What can you do to help this connection? What can you do to help this connection? We have the Lovers. And we have the Knight of Pentacles, so be practical. Be practical about this. Know that it's going to take time. I'm hearing that song. What is that song? It's by George Harrison. It's going to take time. It's going to take a whole lot of patience and time. So what can you do to help this connection? Realize that it's not a quick journey, that it takes time for those, I'm hearing, for the veils to lift. What can you do to help this journey? Be practical, slow and steady, hardworking, committed, grounded, patient, efficient, conservative, pragmatic. What can you release? Release feeling stuck. Release feeling like, one thing that I hear, and I felt it before in my journey, is what if I'm investing all of this time and energy and nothing ever happens? Well, what if you come into union with yourself and you get on your mission? Again, union is just icing on the cake is what I'm hearing. So release, any energy of feeling stuck. Release the need to rush things. Know that it's going to take time. And then we have the Lovers, which I can't show you because they're very naked, like very graphically naked. And YouTube definitely won't like that. But we have divine love. So know this is divine love, a deep soul connection. Work on your own harmony. Work on your own relationships within your life, harmonizing the relationships in your life. coming into alignment with yourself, balancing your energy. I'm also hearing coming into union with yourself, self-love. So work on your self-love. I'm hearing detach from the outcome. Detach from the outcome is what I'm hearing. All right. So that's you, my friend. So I'm just going to pause it, and I'm going to cleanse and shuffle all these decks off camera so that I don't have to do that on camera. So I'll be back. All right, I'm back. I've cleansed all the decks. I've shuffled them, so we don't need to spend time shuffling them. So I might just get, the only deck that I didn't shuffle was this little black one. I wasn't going to get it again, but I might just get a few just to see what's going on with your person. I wasn't planning on getting this deck again, but something's telling me to get it. Again, I've already shuffled all the other decks, so you don't have to sit through that. So let's see your person's energy right now. Your person's energy. Your person's energy. That is freaking weird. So I don't know if you noticed, but when I hit record, I had a red rash. And as I was channeling your person's energy, I started feeling that Phoenix energy, and I like went red right up to my eyeballs, and I was hearing like Phoenix energy. And that is the first card that came out, is the Phoenix. So your person, new phase, rekindle, renew, transformation, growth, changed mind. We also have the coffin. So your person, we have growth, change, liberation, endings bring new beginnings. Sometimes when I see that card though, like your person could have went through a loss recently, whether that was a person, a job, where they lived, a pet, a friend, family member. There could have been like a literal death that happened. We have Sword in the Rose, clarity, truth, revelation, solidarity, force, honor, protection, power. So it looks like they're having a lot of revelations right now too. And that can happen after a transition or something ends. Someone can have all of these epiphanies and realizations. Let's just confirm this. So the Phoenix, what are they phoenixing out of? What are they rising above here? Let's see. Oh, that's actually really good. So we have the dragonfly. Be lighthearted, finding out things coming to light, adapt, change, and heal. And when I asked what are they phoenixing out of, we have the golden mirror. So some of their self-absorbed tendencies. This could have been someone who was quite self-focused. Remember, you had the empath and narcissist paradigm. I'm not saying your person's a narcissist. That's an overused term. But what are they phoenixing out of? This golden mirror energy. Some of that energy that you could have been enabling or you had to put up boundaries with. That's what it seems like they're phoenixing out of. So that's actually really positive. That's actually really positive. So I'm just going to confirm these other cards. Endings bring new beginnings. Endings bring new beginnings. Very specific cards want to come out. Endings bring new beginnings. Feeling uplifted. There could have been a friendship that came to an end as well in their energy. I keep picking up on some kind of friendship interference here. But we have the coffee cup. So growth, change, liberation, transition, feeling uplifted, savoring the moment. And with the death card, that's the thing. When we lose someone, whether it's, a job or the death of someone, it can make us realize that we need to savor the moment. We can't, how can I put that? It's, I recently was connected closely without being directly connected to someone who passed quite suddenly. And it really made me like have this clarity and revelation about life life is actually quite short and we should be savoring the moment. Anyway, and also there could be something about a friendship there that ended. And we'll see clarity, truth, revelation. What's that about? Clarity, truth, revelation. That's too many. I'll take that one. So we have love, unconditional love, self-love. So they're learning how to love themselves. Just like you, they could be protecting themselves and learning how to make healthier choices and self-love here. Having a realization about the love that they feel for you. And on the bottom, we have heart with a key, which came out for you as well. Interesting. I feel like this person is having a lot of realizations right now. Like I'm seeing epiphanies. It'll be interesting to see what comes out in the other cards for them. All right, let's get animal cards. I've already shuffled. So let's see your person's current energy. Show me their current energy. We have the horse. I already read that for you. We have the horse. So they could also be strength training or, physical, like working on physical. What did that say? I can't even remember. The horse, and it's in the upright. I almost said wolf. That was weird. Momentum, freedom, expansive energy, and force. It provides us with momentum so reliable, so supportive that you can ride on its back towards any goal, no matter how difficult the terrain. So awakened, fully alive, and cannot be defeated. So they could be working on physical stamina, exercise, and mental focus meditation. Achieves anything, never gives up. When out of balance, runs away. So they could have ran away from this. To bring into balance, strength training. So there's a lot of forward momentum in their energy right now as well. Let's get another one for your person's energy. Show me their current energy. We have the oyster. When I asked how you felt about them, that's what came out, remember? So this person is doubting their inner gifts. They're doubting themselves, shy, doubtful. But they're working on something here behind closed doors, I'm hearing. There's something magical happening. There's a transformation taking place underneath this shell. And I think the one for that one, that it also talks about giving up when they feel weak. So there is a little bit of, not that these came out in reverse, but I feel like in the past your person could have had like, a bit of runner energy, but so the oyster. Hiding inner treasures. The focus and the determination of the oyster is unmatched. Anything an oyster personality puts their mind to, they achieve. The only problem is they often take their inner gifts for granted. They become shy and doubtful, and this can lead to withdrawing. To bring into balance, share something. But this came out in the upright, which is very positive. So your person's definitely working on something, and there's forward momentum in their energy. And I'm not surprised by that because there's so much forward momentum in your energy. So I just want to see how they're feeling about you. How do they feel about you? Well then, we have the peacock. That's really interesting to me. And we have the hummingbird. So they could feel for how they feel about you. There's something about how hummingbirds, seek out nectar. I feel like, how can I put that? I feel like they're very attracted to your healing energy is what I'm hearing. But the peacock, that's a beautiful card for how they feel about you. And it's giving me 9 of Pentacles energy. They feel like you're very confident, like you've stepped into your higher self, I'm hearing. Where's the peacock? This is how they feel about you. Confident and kind. The beauty of inner beauty, compassion, assimilator of anything. The beauty of the peacock is unrivaled. This is how they feel about you. It's easy to think it comes from its plumage, but the secret of the peacock is that the beauty resides within and extends outward indefinitely. This adept creature can assimilate or digest all experiences in life, so it does not harbor resentment, conflict, or past pain. So this person feels like you're no longer holding on to past pain or resentments. And energetically, I feel like they can feel that. I always say that when we're holding on to resentments and negativity, that's the energy we're putting out. And they can, like, other people can feel that. And I've talked about in my own life, when I've released that negativity and resentment, and when I've forgiven the person without ever having to talk to them, like my parents as an example, it's like an energetic wall comes down. So this person feels like you could have even told this person that you have no hard feelings. But this person feels like you've released any resentment that you felt towards them. And again, energetically, that makes that wall go down. They can feel it energetically, even if they're not conscious of it. The peacock is extremely rare. Not many of us have reached this advanced level of acceptance of self. That's how they feel about you. So they feel like you're someone who's learning how to love yourself, that you are rare, your beauty is unmatched. It's giving me Empress energy. All right, I want to see how the universe is seeing them. How is the universe seeing them? How is the universe seeing them? We have the earthworm and the firefly. So the universe is seeing them as someone who's having these little hits of inspiration, but maybe they're not acting on them as much as they should be. It's almost like the universe is sending them like little hits of inspiration, little downloads. But the firefly talks about if you don't act on it, it dissipates or it dulls quickly if you don't take advantage of it. So I just heard starting to wake up. But let's just make sure. We also have the earthworm. Did I say that? I think I showed it to you, but I didn't say it. So the firefly, this is how the universe is seeing them. Inspired and fantastic, but fleeting. So it feels like they have these moments where they're standing in their power or they're trusting their intuition, but then it, like, that light goes out. The high frequency charge cannot be sustained for long. Therefore, the firefly card indicates moments of inspiration or awakening that quickly fade if we do not catch it. So it feels like the universe is seeing this person that's having these moments of awakening, but then they could be not grabbing onto them in the moment. Does that make sense? This also talks about the firefly energy is behind every poem, song, and invention. Our job is to be ready to harness this creative spirit. So the universe is seeing this as someone who's not harnessing those moments of awakening. They're having like little flashes of awakening, little realizations, but they're not like grabbing onto it, if that makes sense. But then we have the earthworm. So there is something here about them starting to transform, but that they still have some unawakened energy within them. Where is the earthworm? I find it funny when I can't, like, it's almost like the pages are running away from me, your person. So this is how the universe is seeing them. Interesting. Still feeling a little apprehensive and self-conscious. Shy, hesitant, reluctant to share inner vision, which is exactly what the oyster card talks about too. The earthworm indicates a newbie or a novice, or however you say that word, working to establish confidence. So they haven't quite established it yet. They're still working on it. They're not quite ready to stand in their power, is what I'm hearing. This card is a reminder not to be intimidated or to lose hope. Mastery takes time and you're on the right track. So they're in the beginning energy of awakening, is what I'm hearing. Like, that's how the universe is seeing them. They're just a beginner on this awakening journey. They still need to find their confidence. They still need to step into their power. And clearly this person is still feeling shy and hesitant towards communication with you. Or to even, like, maybe they're feeling shy and hesitant to admit to other people that they feel this spiritual awakening or enlightenment. Anyway. So let's go to this deck now. And on the bottom of the deck, after I cleansed and shuffled, we have reflecting, owning bad habits. So that's really good. So your person's energy, divine masculine energy. Divine masculine energy. Oh, this is good. Dreams of you. So this person is currently dreaming of you. And I always say that can really trigger some people into some realizations. It can bring back the feeling of you. They can also be processing past memories or moments with you in their dreams. We have inner child, so healing inner child wounds, very positive. Looking at their own inner child wounding. Well then, we have divine feminine energy, so they're working on their divine feminine energy right now, which is about nurturing themselves, trusting their intuition, feeling their emotions, not suppressing them. We have muse. Muse, you inspire me to be better. So again, the work you're doing energetically is inspiring this person. That's nice. And then we have power couple elevating together. That's nice. I'm going to get 2 more for your person. I'm feeling called to get 2 more. We have future dreams, envisioning the future. That could be part of the dreams as well. And we have angels are guiding this connection. So that's really positive. Envisioning the future. So they are starting to envision a future with you. Like I said, those dreams that they're having. I didn't even see this. We have fairy tale that just came out. So they're envisioning like a fairy tale ending is what I'm hearing. This feels like a dreaming of you. So dreaming about a future with you. And I feel like they're, I almost feel like this is someone whose angels are guiding this connection. So you have to trust that the angels are guiding this person right now. The spirit, the divine is guiding this person right now. You just need to focus on you. But I almost am hearing someone that's like, if we're meant to be together, we'll come back together. So trusting in divine timing is what I'm hearing for your person. Again, I've already shuffled, so we're just going to jump right in. So your person's energy, divine masculine energy. Show me the divine masculine. Fear. So there's still fear here. Remember those cards, the earthworm, the oyster, hesitant to share, hesitant to speak up. They still have fear about this connection. And we have forgiveness. So I feel like there's fear over apologizing to you. They could be worried about Even though this person sees you as the peacock, someone who's not holding on to resentment, this person could have a fear of apologizing. Like maybe they never learned how to apologize. Maybe they have a hard time taking accountability. We have the 1, and that came out with dreams. So I definitely feel like they're having dreams where you're close and they're waking up feeling like, oh my gosh, that's the one. I can hear my son vocal stimming. So dreams of you, and let's just get one more for that. And then I kind of want to see what they're sorry for. One more. Learning how to love themselves. Remember, Revelations, was that the Revelations card that I was confirming? Where unconditional love for self came out? So they're learning how to love themselves. But again, this person is doubting themselves. They're still feeling apprehensive or self-conscious. So that's actually really good. That's really good. Time and space. You had that on the bottom too when I stopped. So what is this? I'm sorry. What are they sorry for? Let's see. What are they sorry for? What are they sorry for? We have you inspire me. I don't think they're sorry that you inspire them. But there could have been, we have family here. So that could be a few things I'm hearing. They could be sorry for their family, their family's interference or their family's opinion. They could also be sorry about, how their wounds and however they were raised affected this connection. And they're realizing that you inspire them. They also could be sorry about, maybe they told you they never saw having a family with you. But you inspire me. Wisdom, serenity, faith, spirit, harmony, peace, believe, hope, love, trust. And we have the red thread bond here. So it's almost like this person is sorry for not realizing that you inspired them and that you were an inspiration to them. I'm going to get one more for that. What are they sorry for? Avoidant. I knew I needed to get one more. So they're sorry for avoiding this connection. They're sorry for maybe some avoidant tendencies that were learned behaviors from their family and their upbringing. They're sorry for avoiding apologizing. That's interesting. All right, let's see fear. What are they afraid of? That's an interesting one. Well, distance. So the distance between you scares them, whether that is physical distance, emotional distance. But look at this. We have spying. So I feel like you wouldn't know this person is watching you because we have fear. So it's like, and you can see this. It's like you can't tell who this is. So I feel like this person has a fear of you knowing that they're watching you. I feel like they could be covering their tracks when it comes to watching you. So not leaving not leaving a trail. So not liking your stuff. However they can get around you not seeing that they're watching. I also feel like this comes from fear of opening up to you with the earthworm. I feel like there's a fear of opening up to you, so they watch you. Also with that peacock, they could be intimidated about your energy. We have mirroring underneath fear. So it feels like, I feel like they were afraid of what was mirrored back to them. And that's also a golden mirror. Remember their cards, what they're phoenixing out of, golden mirror energy. So I feel like whatever you reflected back on them caused fear within them, or they were scared of what, you were reflecting back onto them about themselves. They could also be, I'm hearing, they could be real, if they're watching you online, you could be going through very similar things and maybe that scares them too. Like, why are we going through the exact same things? Mirroring. It's also an indication with fear and mirroring And this is what I talk about when I say the energy you put out is what you get back in. If you are full of fear, they're mirroring that. So release fear. As much as you can release fear, and stay positive. Oh my gosh, that just fell off. Sorry. I don't know if you caught that, but those two cards just fell off and revealed psychic abilities. They're afraid of your psychic abilities. You could also be like posting something online, and maybe they have a fear of how deeply you can see into them. I don't know. That's interesting. Like, for example, if you're a tarot reader and you're doing tarot and this person knows and they're watching you, and even though you're channeling collectives, you could be channeling collectives and talking about collectives that are going through very similar things to them, and your intuition could scare them. I was just hearing that, so I had to say it. And the one, age gap. So they're realizing, even though I have a few cards that came out, so I was only going to get one card. So I'm hearing this could resonate in, whoa. So there's a few things here. One of them could be an age gap. They're realizing that even though there's an age gap, you're the one for them. But look at this. The one, we have names. So they're seeing your name. They're seeing signs and synchronicities about you. Realizing like maybe they're putting two and two together, that there's a reason the universe is sending them your name all the time. And then we have constant burn and telepathy underneath the one. So this person is realizing that they always feel this constant burn, that sometimes they feel like they can feel you speaking to them, telepathic thoughts. That's interesting. Let's see what they're dreaming about. What are they dreaming about? They could be dreaming about past lives with you. And now I'm hearing Eric from The Little Mermaid. I've lost you once. I'm not going to lose you again. So they could be having dreams about past lives where they've lost you. And it's making me think of that deck by Intuit Tarot, or Intuit Oracle, whatever their name is. The message cards. There's one about dreams and memories about past lives are surfacing. So I do feel like this person is dreaming about past lives with you. For dreams, we have on the same frequency. So it feels like these dreams could be bringing you onto the same frequency. I feel like whatever they're dreaming about for them, I do feel like they could be dreaming about losing you in past lifetimes, but I also feel like they're dreaming about the two of you being on the same frequency or being together, being in union, I'm hearing. And we have home. So they're dreaming of like green eyes could be symbolic. They're dreaming of sharing a home with you. They're having dreams about your eyes, eye contact with you. Like, look at this card. Interesting. And let's look at the love yourself inner union. I hope your person is loving on themselves. Let's look. And if you just felt a pang of resentment when I said, I hope your person's loving on yourself, and you just felt a little, must be nice. They don't deserve to love on themselves. They couldn't love me. Resentment, pain, anger, release it. You want this person to come in and you want them to love themselves. And again, I just heard a little voice from somebody like, they love themselves too much. That was the problem. Most of the time, people who appear like they're really self-absorbed and full of ego, and they think they're hot stuff and they're don't stink, are the people lacking self-confidence. And that's just their inflated ego trying to protect their weakness. Anyway, I don't know why I heard that. Inner union. I feel like as they come into inner union, they're envisioning union with you. And this is another, you had the same cards. This to me is another indication that until this person comes into union with themselves, there can't be union. So you want this person to come into union. So as this person learns how to love themselves, they're thinking about union with you is what I'm hearing. Anyway, that was a little bit magical. For some reason, I found them easier to read than you. But that makes sense because you did have that card about holding your cards close to your chest. It made sense that I was able to read them easier. I don't know, I just found them easier to read than you. So let's get a few cards from this deck, all shuffled. So let's look at what your person is going through right now. What is surrounding your person right now? What is surrounding your person right now? Oh, I'm glad that didn't come out. I don't know if you can see it, but the fox is right there. So that's good. That didn't come out. Not that I don't like the fox. I love foxes. You had the other one in this huge deck. Why am I swearing? Does your person swear? You had the other card come out. Twin flames, divine partner, soulmate, activated heart chakra, balancing yin-yang energy, reflection, other self, catalyst, awakening, mirror, reflection, confirmation on everything that came out for them. They know this is a special connection. We have the mice. Illness, fatigue, stress, and guess what? When you are going through ascension, it can feel like you have the flu or you can feel under the weather. It's almost like the universe's way of forcing you into bed and forcing you into rest. Loss. Remember I said they could have had a loss in their life that made them have realizations about this connection. Reduction, filth, decay, irritation, worry, fear, anxiety. And that earthworm talked about that they're awakening, but that they're fearful of sharing that. They're fearful of being open about it. They're fearful of opening up to you right now. We do have the tree, grounded, fertility, lineage, health, vitality, roots, personal growth. Yes. Past lives, evolving connection to source. Very nice. Very good. We have, this is so nice. Baby steps. Baby steps. What about Bob? I love that movie. The process of arrival, step by step, way out, how to keep on going, baby steps, progress, spiritual growth. So they are taking baby steps on their journey. Remember the firefly. The universe is seeing them as someone who's getting those flickers of awakening. They just have to, and those flickers won't stop until it becomes a glowing light. The earthworm, they are starting to awaken. They are starting to tap into their potential, I'm hearing. That was weird. I just moved a hair and this one came with me. We have albatross, a good omen, calm, monogamy, stanima. It also talks about baggage, burdens, feeling cursed, guilt, shame, regret. So I do feel like they're working through some karma here. They could be feeling quite regretful over the way they treated you, quite ashamed of themselves. This is really good. We have the house, home, belonging, roots, comfort, safety, family, traditions, framework. So they could be looking at how they were raised is what I'm hearing, especially with the inner childhood wounding. Shelter, boundaries. This also, if you put up boundaries, they're trying to respect those boundaries. We have bellows, catalyst, which is on the twin flame card as well. Fan the flames, infuse, breathe, kindle, spark, effort required, passion, get it going. It's reminding me of that horse card that came out for them. We have mortar and pestle, blend, brew, alchemy, concoction, breaking things down and making something new. We have fixed in the middle, now is not the time. And that's what I was feeling. You had the 50/50 card. Things are fluid. So, you know, you're getting there. You're getting there. I'm seeing like loading, 50% loaded. Like, you know, the loading bar when you're like uploading something or you're waiting for something to download and it's at 50%. That's you. Middle of the season. They got middle of the season. You got 50/50. So it feels like, you know, you're in the middle of the road right now. Middle of the journey. It says now is not the time. But middle of the season, purpose-driven, secure, confident. So they need to be more purpose-driven and confident and secure before it will be the time, if that makes sense. They need to be someone that you can count on and be reliable and be brave and be bold before it will be the time. And that's what they're working on right now. We do have Lily, established, ambition, experience, sexuality, achievement, longevity, mature. So they're maturing. They need to mature. And there could be something to do with sexuality here as well. And again, it feels like now is not the time because it won't be the time until this person is secure and confident and can be someone that you can count on. I hope that makes sense. So I'm going to do the same for them. I'm going to get 3 more. 3 more. Those came out so quick. So we have dolphins, could be symbolic. Didn't the dolphin animal card come out? Anyway, we have broom, remove unwanted stuff, purging, a clean sweep, delete, total makeover, clean up, restoring harmony. So they're cleaning up their life right now. Let it happen. And we have the light bulb. Remember the firefly. Right now that light bulb is flickering. It needs to come fully on. Aha moment, discovery, breakthrough, epiphany. Didn't I say epiphany? Reveal, realize, enlightenment, epiphany, illumination. So that light bulb needs to come on and stay on is what I'm hearing. Right now it's flickering. We have the stallion, which reminds me of that horse card. Unleash the inner beast, driving force, strong emotions, desire, break free. And we have communicate, but this card talks about being nervous about communication. So again, I don't think this person is like reaching for their phone right now, but they are, I'm trying to think. Underneath that coffin card, we did have the coffee cup. So it's like they think about communicating with you. The earthworm and the oyster both talked about sharing something and speaking up. So they do think about speaking up, but right now they're too nervous to do so. And again, now is, I can't get past this card. Now is not the time, because when they come in, they need to be sure. They need to be confident. They need to be someone you can count on. And again, they're seeing you as a peacock, so it feels like they've got you up on a pedestal a little. So we're just going to get tarot. These readings can be so long, I know. I don't pay attention to the time at all when I'm doing them, so I have no idea how long I've been recording. So I already shuffled, so let's see their energy. Show me this person's energy. Oh, that's really good. 3 of Swords in reverse. You had that. Let's get one more. Yeah, 2 of Wands. So they're just baby steps. They're taking their first steps right now. 2 of Wands. You know, they're getting ready to cross that bridge. They're getting ready to leave their comfort zone, whatever that means for them. Preparing to leave comfort zone. Choosing a path, taking the first steps. And we have the Fool here. So it's like your person is ready to like awaken, take the Fool's journey, I'm hearing. But we have the 8 of Swords, limiting beliefs. So their limiting beliefs are stopping them. Self-imposed prison of thoughts, limiting and negative thoughts. And that's exactly what I mean. I know I'm repeating myself. And I know that not all of you need to hear it, but there are some people that do need to hear it. The more negativity you speak about this, the more you're feeding their negative energy. So stop feeding it. Stop giving them the cookies. Victim mentality, trapped, helpless, powerlessness, victim. So 8 of Swords, still stuck in their limiting beliefs, but wanting to take that leap of faith, wanting to take that fool's journey, wanting to awaken. Free spirit, the horse. And again, 2 of Wands. So they're in this energy of they want to cross that bridge, but they need to leave their comfort zone to do so. And we have the 3 of Swords in reverse, releasing pain, forgiveness, recovery, apologies. They want to apologize to you. Emotional and physical healing, pre-pressing emotions, self-love. And this one also talks about wanting, your forgiveness. But again, they're not ready to cross that bridge to get that forgiveness yet. They're still working on it. All right. So let's see how they're feeling about you. How are they feeling about you? How are they feeling about you? So we do have the 3 of Wands, 5 of Wands in reverse, end of conflict. So they don't want this conflict to go on forever. But 3 of Wands, envisioning a future, wanting to come towards you, but think about their current energy. Should I stay or should I go? Isn't that a song from Stranger Things? Should I stay or should I go? So they're not yet ready to come towards you. They do feel like they want to. And they see you confidence, growth. They see you expanding. They see you moving forward. They see you, exploring new horizons. We have the Page of Wands for how they feel about you. The Page of Wands reminds me of that firefly. So it's like they are getting this, they do feel like reaching out, but they're stuck right before that bridge. They're stuck there. Like they're not ready to do it because they're still stuck in their head. Limitless potential, you. This is how they feel about you. Energetic, fearlessness, discovery, young spirit, limitless potential. I don't know. There's something about they can see you're embarking on a new journey without them, is what I'm hearing. We have the Queen of Cups for how they feel about you, a healer, deeply intuitive, empath, compassionate, warm, caring, intuition, healer, supportive, in the flow, empathy. And we have the Hierophant for how they feel about you. Spiritual connection, commitment energy. You could also be like they see you as someone very spiritual with lots of spiritual wisdom, religious beliefs. They could also, strong belief systems. They could also see you as a mentor to others. Anyway, let's look at I want to look at their fear. What are they afraid of? What are they afraid of? Well, we have the 6 of Cups. So it feels like right now they fear reaching out to you, reconnecting with you. It scares them. It could also, some of their childhood wounds could scare them. I'm not going to go into it in this reading, but this morning I filmed a reading, which I'll be posting tomorrow morning. And I explained how, and I'm looking at your person when I'm saying this, I feel like this is someone who always wanted love. Just the way they're looking at you, I feel like this is someone who always wanted love, who wanted someone compassionate and caring and giving. But I don't think that's what they were used to growing up. And we crave what is familiar. Anything that's not familiar feels uncomfortable and makes us feel vulnerable. And I feel like even though they wanted that type of love, when they had it, they didn't know how to hold it or how to keep it or what to do with it. Again, I won't go into like huge detail right here, but I'm posting a reading tomorrow morning about how you think they feel versus how they actually feel. And I went into it in that reading and I explained that it's linked to your past and your parents. And I gave an example, but anyway. So what are they afraid of? They're afraid of standing their ground. They're afraid of the boundaries that are in place here. They're afraid of the challenges. 7 of Wands. So it does feel like they're afraid for fighting for what they want here right now. And other people's opinions. The 7 of Wands, if you look at that, it's somebody standing there with their wand and other people like poking them with their wands. So what is this person afraid of? Could be other people's opinions. And again, there's something about like being afraid of crossing your boundaries. What is this person's? I want to see what their ego is telling them right now. What is their ego telling them? That came out so quick. So their ego is telling them to protect themselves. 4 of Swords. Their ego is telling them to protect themselves. And remember, ego isn't always bad, because our ego, a healthy amount of ego does keep us safe. But right now their ego is telling them self-protection. Their ego is telling them to hold back. Their ego is telling them that you're moving on without them. That you're leaving them behind. Let's see what their intuition is telling them. What is their intuition telling them? We've got the 10 of Wands on the bottom. We've got the 9 of Pentacles. So their intuition is telling them that they need to be more, they need to believe in their self-worth. They need to have more self-sufficiency, that they need to, you know, their intuition is telling them to work on themselves right now and to evolve in their own energy. Their intuition is telling them what you're searching for doesn't come from outside of you, it comes from within you. That's what their intuition is telling them. And we have the 5 of Cups. So their intuition is telling them to release the past. Their intuition is telling them to heal from past wounds. Their intuition is telling them to forgive themselves, to make amends with you. Their intuition is telling them to still have hope for this, and that hope will return. So that's actually really good. I just want to see, because they're envisioning a future. Let's look at what they envision when they envision a future with you. What do they envision when they envision a future with you? What do they envision? We have the Page of Pentacles, and we have the 7 of Cups in reverse, coming into alignment. No more, their intuition. Is that what I said? No, I already did their intuition. What do they envision in the future? Clarity, coming into alignment with you, not being distracted by other things or other people's opinions or their fear and illusion. Restoration. Clarity and alignment being restored. That's what they hope for the future. And we have the Page of Pentacles. So a new beginning, a fresh start, a chapter. Potential. Dedication in a relationship. I'm going to get one more for that one. What do they hope for the future? Or what do they envision in the future? Reconciliation. 5 of Swords in reverse. Peace after trouble, making amends, reconciliation. Remember, union. And we've got 6 of Pentacles energy on the bottom. Reciprocity, equal give and take, giving and receiving. Generosity, sharing, support. That's what they envision in the future. All right, so I'm just going to get a couple messages from your person. Couple messages from your person, but I think that gave you an idea of what they're going through. So, messages from your person. I've had a card about power couples come out 3 times now. So messages from your person. You had the twin flame card come out. How interesting. Not surprising. But like, look at the size of this deck. There's only one twin flame card in that deck. We have divine timing. The universe always delivers in divine timing. Be patient and trust the process. 1111. We have energy. I've transformed into my higher self because of you. Your energy has changed me. I believe it. Advice. I've been asking my friends for advice about this connection. I've already been over that energy. I already talked about it. I'm not saying our friends want the worst for us, but what I'm saying is our friends who don't understand connections like this want the best for us. So the advice they give us are usually like, oh, you could do so much better. That sounds toxic. Why don't you there's plenty of fish in the sea. Just find somebody else. They don't understand. So it does feel like your person has been given some not so great advice about this. We have sweets. You are like candy, cake, and chocolate. The decadence of your soul makes me melt. We have distorted, which is kind of what I was talking about just a second, well, more than a second ago, like 10 minutes ago, about how this person could have distorted views on relationships because of their upbringing. My views on relationships are distorted from past experiences. Twin flame, they know this is a once-in-a-lifetime type of love. You feel like home. You are the one. I know it's backwards, but I'm just showing you the pictures. Power couple, an indestructible force. Many wish they could be liked by few, envied by most. Power couple. And missing you. We may not be together right now, but my heart misses you dearly. Let's get a few more. All right. A few more for you. Messages from your person. It's interesting because that one just popped out. The planning. I'm planning something, but do you notice how it didn't come out of the deck? I think that speaks to your person's energy. I really do. Psychic. I think that's funny that came out. Psychic, your intuition scares me. Remember, fear, intuitive or psychic abilities came out. Remember that? Your intuition scares me. How much do you really know about me? Again, if you're reading tarot, they could be like, why? How did they know all this about me? And you're not reading about them. You're reading about somebody else. Missing piece. You're my missing puzzle piece. We were made for one another. Missing piece by Vance Joy. I always mention it. Perception. Remember in the very beginning, perception was a thing on one of those cards. What card was it? I can't even remember which little black card that talked about, but I mentioned their perception could have been off. I was only able to see what I wanted to see. I'm sorry for not seeing your worth. Illusion. Lies and illusion hold them back from seeing the truth. So they were unable to see this clearly. And we have pretending. I'm tired of pretending I am happy without you. This silence is killing me. Mask coming off. The mask is coming off. Two more. 1, 2. Oh, look. Spirit really cut me off. Promise me you won't stop loving me even when we're old and gray together. This always reminds me of the song from The Wedding Singer. What are their names in that movie? That could be symbolic. Adam Sandler, Drew Barrymore, Julia, and Robbie could be symbolic. Priority. You are no longer an option. I am making you a priority. Their actions will match their words. And remember what they envision in the future, not letting other responsibilities get in the way of this connection. Remember, Seven of Cups in reverse? Wish granted, you're my purpose fulfilled, you're my sun, my moon, my stars, you're my everything. So, my friends, I'm going to leave it here, but I am sending you lots of love and light, and I will see you next time. Bye.